This is the most irresponsible mother I've ever seen. Because she didn't want to change her diaper. She let her daughter sleep with the shit for a night. Until the maid went to work, she changed the child's clothes and taught the girl to go to the bathroom. As a result, the female master thought that the female maid was delaying her participation in the party. Bauchi's daughter left, but the female maid Biling was not angry, because the female master Kylan can hold her daughter once a day. Even if she did the responsibility of being a mother, the girl sat on the toilet that day and told her mother that she had learned to go to the bathroom. As a result, Kylan did not praise her daughter, but disliked that the toilet was too dirty and gave her daughter a beating. Biling was very sorry for Bauchi's daughter and comforted her. At this moment, Biling was more like her mother. Biling would coax the girl to sleep every day and help her take a shower and change her clothes. Even if Biling did a very good job, she would be discriminated against by the female master. In order to prevent Biling from touching the tableware when cooking, she had to use her own special spoon, and the coffee had to be put on the table before it fell to prevent her hands from touching the white man. In order not to let Biling go to the bathroom at home, Kylan built a special toilet for her outside. There was little air inside and it didn't flow. Every time she went to the bathroom, Biling was like running a marathon. She had to pretend to like this toilet very much. If she dared to say no, she would lose her job. In the last century, this was very normal. But the white girl, Phelan, was different. Phelan was brought up by a black maid. In her heart, the maid was already a close relative. As a result, in order to protect her mother's face in front of her friends, her mother drove away the maid who had been working for 30 years. Not long after, the maid died. It was too late for Phelan to go home, so she wanted to be a writer and wrote all the unfairness of the black man. She first found Biling, but Biling didn't dare to say it at all, because if she said it, her life might be threatened and even her family would be implicated. Phelan didn't plan to give up like this and left her business card to Biling. That night, Biling received a call from her friend Minnie. Because Minnie used Sulan's toilet, she was fired. Her husband was also beaten by her. After hearing about her friend's incident, the next day, Biling pretended to dress up and found Phelan and told her about the unfairness she and her friend had suffered. Biling later worked as a maid in a total of 17 white families. Each family took good care of themselves. When Phelan talked about Biling's child, she remained silent. After a long silence, Biling said that her child had been hit by the employer's car and then left Biling's child at the door of the hospital. After a long silence, she died in Biling's arms. Then Minnie walked in and told her story. Then Phelan reported their story. It soon became a headline. The next day, the Kylan family filled the toilet, but Phelan was not ready to stop. She wanted to collect more stories about black people and wrote all the injustice of black people into a book. So Biling and Minnie asked friends around her. As a result, no one dared to talk about their experience. In order to take revenge on the black people, a large number of gunmen attacked the black people that night. The bus driver drove all the black people out of the car. Biling hurriedly ran home, worried that her interview would be exposed, and worried that she and her family would be killed. Minnie was also worried, but the revenge of the white people had just begun. The black person, Yume, could barely afford to raise the child's tuition. She asked the employer to settle the overdue salary. The male owner left immediately after hearing it. Yume, who had no choice, could only ask the female owner. As a result, the female owner asked her to talk next month. Yume dared not offend them and could only wait for the next month. When cleaning the toilet, Yume found a ring. In order for the child to go to school, Yume hid the ring and was arrested by the police the next day. This incident also angered the black people. They gathered together to find Phelan and prepared to speak out the injustice they suffered. Phelan recorded everything about them one by one, and now she inserted the publicity of the black people. That day, Minnie said what she had hidden in her heart. After Minnie was released from prison, the next day, she came to apologize with the cake she made. When Sulan saw the free cake, she couldn't miss the opportunity to take advantage of it. Sulan praised the cake made by Minnie very deliciously and talked about Minnie's identity while eating. Sulan's mother also wanted to have a bite, but was stopped by Minnie. She said this was specially prepared for Sulan. Sulan was angry and asked Minnie to cut a piece for her mother, but was rejected. After hearing Minnie's words, she immediately ran into the bathroom. The lady next to her also laughed, because she couldn't stand her daughter's temper. After Minnie finished speaking, neither of them dared to believe it. Then Minnie proposed that this incident must be included in the book, because Sulan would never let others know about this matter. This matter would also make more people believe the authenticity of this book. In the end, Sulan also added her own story and Minnie's story. More than 30 black people's stories were compiled and published. Soon this book became popular. Whether in the supermarket or in the nursing home, people were watching everywhere.
Sulan
Was so angry when she saw her own story. She found Minnie wanted her to put down the book, but was rejected by Sulan. The friendship between the two was also broken. But Sulan did not regret what she did. Then, she found Minnie's mother and wanted her to persuade her to stop publishing books. As a result, Minnie supported her daughter very much and asked Sulan to get out of her house. In the end, Sulan had no choice but to leave. Now Phelan has long been the pride of her mother. Her mother even apologized to her daughter for what happened that year. Minnie found a new job here. The employer even invited her to dinner together and invited her to drink cola together. The employer treated her like a sister, and the influence of this book had just begun. Bylan and Minnie walked to the church. In the applause and cheers of the crowd, they walked onto the podium. Phelan also got a letter from the publishing house and was ready to leave the town for New York. Bylan and Minnie were also happy for her. In the end, Bylan resigned from the work of the Kylan family. At this moment, she felt free. She wanted to be like Phelan and continue to speak up for the black people. This is the end of the movie. Helping each other is a movie full of light and hope. When you feel lost in the future, when you lose confidence in the world, you must turn it over and look at it again. Her story won people's hearts. Even if you are not in that environment, you can still watch it. Life must fight for yourself, no matter what method you use to be your true self.